You know, and that is this movement that is so powerful, and I'm looking at a lot of the people that are in that movement. So what does that look like? That looks like a tremendous opportunity to me. Just think, we are the people that have a chance to keep a mountaintop from getting blown off. You know? We're a people who have a chance to figure out how to clean up something that we can no longer drink. You know, we have the people that figure out how to remove some military bases. Turn them into places that don't make weapons, but instead make wind turbines. Yeah. We are the people who have the chance to grow food that our descendants can eat, that isn't genetically modified, you know, that is food that is good. And we are the people that are living in the most powerful and, according to Time magazine in Europe, the most dangerous country in the world. It wasn't me who said that, it was readers of Time magazine in Europe said we're the most dangerous country in the world. We're the people that have a chance to make this the most beautiful place. That's us. That's awesome. That's an awesome opportunity. Mama Kajichke. In our communities, we are eager to be a part of this. We have this really awesome literature I had to develop just for you all. See this woman over there? She's like, this is the native Rosie the Riveter. Anyway, we got it. Turns out, I don't know how this panned out, but turns out that Indian reservations are the windiest place in the country. I don't know how that happened. We just like to get it on the grid. Okay? That'd be part of the work ahead in the policy arena. Open up the grid, unclogging it from coal. You know, but I don't know how much we could produce. They say a quarter maybe of U.S. electrical consumption, but you know, I have to be really honest with you. There's no point in producing for a junkie. You know, I don't want to say we can just keep producing power, because what would be the point if no one's efficient? You know, we don't want to produce for that economy. We want to produce for an efficient economy. It's using things correctly, being righteous in our behavior. We have the potential, they say, you know, I don't know how they figured it out, 4.5 times total U.S. annual generation of solar. We're just really sunny, too. Just go with that. And, you know, so we are interested in that. But more than that, you know, we are interested in that should happen in a way that is just, which means, one, get efficient. You know, which I already said, but I'll tell you what, my reservation, we got 700 families on fuel assistance, and I'm in northern Minnesota. And so what we are interested in doing is relocalizing our fuel economy. Instead of losing it all and spending it all with vendors someplace else, we're putting these solar heating panels up on my reservation. Reduces your heating bill about 20%, you know, because it turns out we are cold, but we are sunny. That works good, you know. And so say you spend a quarter of your money on fuel, which is most poor people in this country, you know. I mean, depending on where you live, a fifth is what the U.S. spends, but a quarter on energy on my reservation. Say that instead of draining that out, you know, getting that from multinational corporations, say that you decide that you're just going to keep that local, retool your jobs, make it so it stays in your community and be efficient. That's what we're doing. You know, we want to do that, and then we do the same thing with food, because we're spending a quarter of our money on food at Food Service of America and Walmart. No need, no need. We can relocalize a lot of that food too, and that way our people don't all get diabetes. Because it turns out that the federal school lunch program and Walmart will give you diabetes. And we got a third of our population with diabetes. So you want to let me know the price tag in the future of the two choices? We know. We know what the good plan is. We need to work with you all. We need the technical capacity, which is going to come from the unions and our partnerships. Because it turns out, you know, I am really smart, but I'm not an electrical engineer. It turns out I'm pretty smart, but, you know, this retooling, building, a lot of that needs a partnership with the unions. We want apprenticeships. We want training. because we don't want that economy hired out and someone coming to our reservations. We've got 65% unemployment on my reservation. Those jobs should be local, be training our people for this green economy. So we are keen to be here with you to talk about this. And we are also absolutely sure that this economy has to be just. That is to say that the agreements that were signed for coal and uranium, as long as the ore is producing in payable quantities, you don't sign wind agreements that look like that. As long as the wind is producing in payable quantities, you don't sign that. You know what I'm saying? As people who are working on these issues, we have to understand that wind needs to be locally owned, that power needs to stay in these communities, and that the whole vertical integration, because that is how you democratize power production. And democratizing energy production in this country is the antithesis of the addiction and the dealers. And that's where justice is going to come from. So remember that. Remember that. It's not about keeping the same paradigm. It cannot be. Because that 1% of the population that controls a third of the wealth, that's not just. And we do not want to perpetuate that. The next economy has to be just. And it has to be simpler, and it has to be green. That's what we're looking at. And it has to be reverent. Because that is how we're able to live. Next 30,000 years, make a plan. You know, most of us are thinking 10, but think long. Take a long view. And that is based on kind of, I have to say, deconstructing some of our own stuff and being humble enough to think where we're going. Miigwech miyo. Thank you for your time.
Can everybody take a deep breath in? Let that out. Just let that in for a second. We do have the humility and the commitment to fix it. Am I right? Am I right? Good. Part of having that humility and that commitment is having the humility and the commitment to rebuild using these two hands, which is why I am honored to introduce Fred Redmond of the United Steelworkers. Thank you, thank you.